Good morning, good morning. Bix Weir, roadtoroota.com with your morning horn of seas, your sip of coffee. A couple interesting things to talk about today. Many people talking about the rise in Bitcoin, but the crash in the alt currencies and the tokens and things like that. Is it expected? I, One thing I have to say, and this has to do with Bitcoin, it has to do with every market these days, it's pure manipulation. Yes, Bitcoin and the cryptos are manipulated. Absolutely. You don't think these big money people would allow this to happen without getting their feet in there and kicking and screaming and scaring people off. Yes, they're at JP Morgan. Jamie Dimon saying, Bitcoin is a scam was a lie. A very transparent lie, too. I mean, he has 100 employees working on blockchain industry, infrastructure. He knows what's coming. So there you have a bank with a pretty much an unlimited balance sheet. You got to remember that fiat money and derivatives of fiat money do not matter to these people. They are not in this game to make more of these things that they can create out of thin air. They're in this game to control you and control our lives. So, yes, but the problem with the manipulation of the cryptos is that they have to actually own the cryptos for the most part to manipulate them. Whereas in gold and silver, all they have to do is create more gold and silver derivatives and throw it at the market. Because the derivative industry isn't really large around the cryptocurrencies, they have to go in, buy cryptos, and then sell it and run their computer algorithms to spoof all the tricks they use on the stock market are the same tricks they use in the cryptos. This was apparently very obvious. I've heard a couple of reports that it was Bittrex was the exchange that they used to force all the prices down of the altcoins and the tokens, ERC20 tokens, and things like that, especially of the company tokens that really aren't exchanged on some of the bigger exchanges, aren't traded on the bigger exchanges. Obviously, Vertasium and Salt are two of the big ones. But it shouldn't change your analysis of, is this a good company? Are these good companies you're investing in? Is there a reason behind these tokens being created? And absolutely there are. And this is the interesting thing is, and I've said this a lot. You need to make a decision: are you a trader or you're an investor? If you're a trader, yeah, you sell the highs and you buy the lows. So right now, as a trader, you'd be buying the dips. That's how you make money, whatever you consider money. If you don't want to play that game, you don't want the emotional highs and lows. You don't sell at the highs, and you don't necessarily have much money to buy at the lows. You hodl, hold on for dear life at the lows. So I think for the alts, we're at one of those lows again, and so you hold on for dear life. And as everybody says, "Oh, it's over, it's over. Bitcoin is the only thing." You're going to hear that a lot of that of the Bitcoin purists who believe Bitcoin is the only thing. And yeah, that you're going to hear that. Meanwhile, these big guys who are dumping the cryptos to get the price lower of the altcoins because they know that there's real value there. They're trying to buy it up, and they're not getting the kind of sell-off that they used to get. But they still try, and there's still manipulation, and if now's a good time to like swap different cryptos. If you see one that's way undervalued compared to your analysis of what it should be worth, yeah, I'd sell something and buy. If you have Bitcoin, I'd sell some Bitcoin and buy some of the lower price ones. Because each moment that you make one of these moves, you're making a bet on which one will appreciate the most in whatever time frame you're setting. When I invest, I set a long-term time frame for the cryptos. Long-term, not being like 50 years, although cryptos will be around in 50 years. Long-term for me is like 1 or 2 years in the crypto world because things move fast. And I keep up with my investments and make sure that the guys who are running the companies behind the tokens are on track. And from what I can see, everything I've recommended is still on track. All the investment analysis is still 100% true, and nothing has changed. There was an article put out or a statement by the Russian government that they're going to ban cryptocurrencies or something like that. There was a flash crash in Bitcoin briefly, and it came right back. Remember, with Russia, they want to slow it down too. Nobody wants this thing to run too fast, but they're going to maintain a nice, solid, healthy growth rate because they know how important cryptos are for our future. And for Putin to say, I'm going to ban the cryptos after 6 months before he was meeting with Vitalik about Ethereum and the tokens and how that works and all that, it's silly to even think that. So no, I don't put any stock in that. I don't put any stock in China banning everything. China's trying to clean it up and to slow it down. And they're all trying to clean it up and slow it down, even the U.S. The U.S. will come out with stuff and try to slow it down. They don't want the cryptos to rise so fast that it gets away from everybody, and there's not enough people who dive into it. So the next run up, I think by end of the month. I think right now we're kind of at that bottoming point. So if you see something good you like, now's probably a good time to get in. Some of the ones I like Litecoin. Anything below $1,000, I like Litecoin. Litecoin has a lot going for it in the future. And remember, a lot of this stuff is about future announcements. And people who say, "Oh, they're going to hack Bitcoin." Well, Bitcoin is being updated daily, and we get smarter daily, and all this stuff is being, the little problems that happen are being fixed. It's called anti-fragile, meaning that when it breaks down, it gets fixed, and the next format, the next version of the fix is much stronger than the past. So it is going to get stronger and stronger and stronger. And yes, hacker abilities increase. People are saying, "Oh, there's going to be supercomputers that can break the code." Well, it's not like the code is going to just sit there dormant. Everything gets improved in little increments or bigger increments. And it is absolutely anti-fragile, where that every time Bitcoin breaks, and it's broken many times for one reason or the other, it's software, it gets fixed and is stronger than before. So now we have extremely strong, I mean, compared to the early days of Bitcoin, it's extremely strong protocol, and they've fixed all the problems, and more problems will come up. They'll fix those, and it'll be stronger and stronger and stronger. So Bitcoin is not one specific program and protocol that sits there and waits for people to hack it or changes to happen. It's continually evolving. It's continually strengthening and changing, and that's a good thing. Some of the other exciting stuff, you can see there's a lot of red. Actually, it looks like they're coming off a lot of red. There was some big drops, like 20-30% drops with pretty good, decent companies and coins. But those were quickly, bought up. A lot of it's manipulation. And with computers and computers and computer algorithms trading, they can spoof real easily on these exchanges. EtherDelta is notorious. It's an on-chain exchange, so you can pretty much put up any sell price you want and then pull it back real fast. And yeah, there's a lot of manipulation that goes on that way. And if you go on to EtherDelta and you see a price that you like and you try to buy it and it says, "Oh, the transaction didn't go through," or somebody's already bought that, or most of the time it's just a computer algorithm pulling the transaction away. So yeah, and remember, there is no regulation in the cryptos. It's good and bad. It's good in that it's a free market. It's bad in that manipulation is probably even more rampant. Although they don't have the same tools, there's massive manipulation. And there are big entities in here, like the biggest in the world, the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers, who, unbacked fiat money doesn't matter to them. They don't care about taking a loss. It's all about, getting more tokens and making the transition from out of the old system into something new. And assuming at some point that they will offer millions of dollars for a single Bitcoin, because it's not necessarily the Bitcoin has changed. It hasn't. It's the trust and faith in fiat money goes away, and those who have the most of that fiat money are the banks, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the hedge funds, who have billions, if not trillions, of dollars to transfer into an electronic form of the new currency and the new way of doing business, the electronic barter. That's like I like to look at the tokens of these companies. It's an electronic barter system where in that world, yes, a baker can trade his goods and services, a piece of bread, with the homemaker because everything's tokenized. And you're going to see the whole world tokenized, and you're going to see the infrastructure around that be built, and it's being built right now. Right now, what would I buy? I buy a Musigo. I buy salt with both fists. I buy Veritasium. I buy more addicts. I love addicts. You know, the ad industry is absolutely getting destroyed, and addicts can fix that by injecting truth and honesty into it. I know, people like Google right now don't even want that. They don't want truth and honesty. They want to continue to lie and steal your money. But people will reject it, and they're already seeing their ad, the people who are willing to place ads with companies like YouTube and Google saying, hey, you got to clean this up, or we're just not going to pull our advertising revenue, and that's what those companies rely on. All right, so yeah, lots going on. Look for the down ones and pick them, and if they're in your portfolio already, now's a good time to add or to swap maybe some Bitcoin for some 10x or some salt. Obviously, salt's at $3.12. That's the pre-ICO. All you people who are bitching that didn't get in at the pre-ICO, that $3 is one of the lower pre-ICO numbers. If you bought it 10 or 20, what a great time to dollar cost average. Just buy it up. And if you believe in the company, you believe in that they're going to do what they said they're going to do, which I absolutely believe they're going to do what they said they're going to do. And we're going to be, by the end of the year, we're going to be using salt as a means of monetizing your crypto billions, and not have to pay taxes because it's a loan. Really interesting stuff going on in every area, and now is the time to load up for the next year or two. Absolutely. These are the Facebooks, the Googles, yes, there's a lot of pets.com in this list as well. And this list is from CoinMarketCap, in case you guys don't know, or if you're new or something. Populous, look at that. Populous has already bounced up 19%. I mean, I'm giving away one Populous token with every subscription, because I know that my subscribers that join the Road to Rooted today are going to, they get their silver coin, but they're going to be they're going to look at Populous and say, oh my God, thank you, Bix, for giving me this token that is worth so much money in the next year or two. And I do that on a paper wallet. And asked my subscribers a couple of years ago when I was giving away Ethereum at like $7-8. Yes, that's the kind of stuff that we're trying to get our hands on, the things that are going to be useful in the future. And obviously, Ethereum is extremely useful. Businesses are being built on the Ethereum platform. If you don't get it, you don't understand it, that's okay. You don't have to. Take little nibbles. Just get involved. You go to Coinbase and set up an account, and you can get your first Bitcoin or Litecoin. I like Litecoin better, and an Ethereum token. Once you get involved, it's addicting. Not because it goes up and down, up all the time, but because you can see that it is a way to go around the old system, and I love that. The other thing I wanted to talk about today is Steve Pieczenik came out with this is the insider. He worked for the CIA, military, you name it. He worked for him as a psychologist, psychiatrist, and all around deep into that world, has a lot of connections. Today he came out with a YouTube, Opus 25, that he said all his hope in Trump was misplaced. He said, and this is a quote, "Very sad that I was wrong. I hope for much better from this new administration. Meet the boss, same as the old boss." He believes that Trump was involved in creating the false flag in Vegas, and Trump is not doing what he set out to do. Either he's been, compromised, or something is wrong. And he basically said, we are screwed. I don't think we are. I still know that behind the scenes, the battle between the good guys and bad guys is going on, and the good guys are winning. But I do think we might be at that point where it's time to expose stuff. And Trump might not even want to be sitting as president during this time, truthfully. Because if you expose that your government is corrupt, if you expose that all the bad things that have happened in Washington and in Hollywood and in Chicago and at our youth facilities and expose the criminality in the banking system and all that stuff that we've been waiting for someone to release information of, Trump's not going to matter. And do I think he's doing something on purpose? Yeah, Trump always has another agenda. So he's alienated the left. Now he's alienated the right. He's alienated everything. But think about it. It's the left and the right are going down. You don't want to be completely joined to the left or the right. If Trump was involved in this false flag, and if people really did die, I would say Trump would need to go on trial with everybody else. If he's involved, but nobody did die, that's a different deal. I think he did if it was done for a reason. But truthfully, I don't think he was involved. I think it happened on his watch, and I think he's gonna pull the plug on the bad guys. So that's my take. I think Trump has put himself now in no man's land, but that's where you want to be when the system is taken down, because it's the left and the right that are conspiring together. That's our system. It doesn't matter who on the left and the right is in charge. It's the deep state behind them that pulls the strings. And I think now that Trump is literally on his own, he is not a Democrat and he's not a Republican right now. He's literally on his own. It might be the right place for him, truthfully, when you sit and think a long time about it. Anyway, but this is Bix Weir, and if you are looking to get into the cryptocurrencies, now is the time. And you're going to see a lot of jumps like this, populist, because they go down too low. They rig the market. These big money people sell, and then try to buy on the bottom. This is the big money trying to buy, up 19% in the last 24 hours. So, load up now if you can, and stay tuned to the road to Ruta. October is a very exciting time. The end of the month, when China is done with their election process and they come out with the new rules for cryptocurrencies, they're going to be extremely positive. And China is going to embrace cryptos, and you're going to see these numbers jump by hundreds of percents at a time as the world says, oh my God, they've given the green light to cryptocurrencies and tokens and the new truth-centered world that we're heading into, the high-tech world of the tokenization of literally everything monetary that is, you think about it, these monetary instruments are all corrupt and criminal, run by the unbacked fiat monetary system and the derivatives around it. The tokens are going to take their place, and they're very truthful and honest because you can see every transaction. Anyway, this is Bix Weir. If you're interested in this stuff, go to roadtoruta.com, put your email in, and you'll get sent daily emails on the excitement going on these days. This is Bix Weir. I'll talk to you later.